Hi, everybody. This is Jack Benedict. You know, we come to you from time to time talking about IUP athletics. And it's that time of year we talk about IUP baseball. And with me is first-year coach Anthony Rebyanski. And we're going to talk about this year's team and what to look forward to and just exactly what's going on with IUP baseball. First of all, Rabbi, because I've known you since you played at Indiana High and IUP, and everybody knows you by that. First of all, welcome back to IUP. You weren't gone too long, but I know your background was here. And then you ended up at Cal U, and the job opened up. Tell me why you wanted to return.
IUP is just a great place to, in my opinion, be as a student, as a coach. Obviously I've grown up around the area, going to Indiana area school districts. I went to IUP as a student athlete here, and the potential here is unlimited, in my opinion, especially in baseball. I think that there's a lot more that we're going to try to get out of baseball here, and I think that the sky's the limit. The ambition is here amongst our coaching staff. The guys that have been here in the past, their energy level is high, and they're excited for and have been very open for the new changes that we've presented in the last 6 months.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the priorities when you came in? I know you had ideas, I'm sure, beforehand. And then once you got here and you thought, well, okay, it's this, this, and this. Where do they lie?
Well, number one priority someday down the road, hopefully, is to have turf on our field just to save with weather. Being from the north, I feel like everybody's going to need turf at some point in time, but we'll touch on that hopefully in about 10 years or so with, with the expenses. But some things that are priority if you're looking at roster-wise and what we need to improve on. Pitching obviously is going to win a lot of baseball games. We need to not necessarily improve, but touch up on some things on the mound, and I think we've done that in the last few months. As I mentioned before, the guys have been very, very open with the new ideas, new philosophies that have been brought to their attention here. Mm-hmm. Some of the guys on our staff, everybody around here knows Anthony Rebyanski. He's in the record book for almost every record. He's a Hall of Fame member now. Between him, myself, and Kelby Berg, who is a student assistant here, he's been here for a couple of years. We've all been on the same page on the mound side of things, and these guys have bought into a lot, which they've improved from the fall till now drastically, in my opinion. And that's with control, with their repertoire, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So I think that we're heading in the right direction there. Do we necessarily have an ace right now? I'd like to say we have 4 aces right now. I do think that on conference weekends we have 4 guys who can go out and give us a very, very good chance to win a ball game. And that's what we're looking for, and that's what we have to start looking to build on in the upcoming years.
Yeah, give me some names of those guys so that people are familiar.
Christian McClure, who he will get the starting spot tomorrow. We open up tomorrow evening, I guess, in Virginia, down in Newport News. So he'll go game 1. Game 2 will be against the College of St. Joseph. I think they're out of Vermont. Mike Klingensmith, he's a junior from Punxsutawney, will get that start. And Jeff Allen, who is a returning sophomore, will get the start against Bloomsburg in Game 3 Friday night as well. Mm-hmm. Based on the 5-game, 9-inning series, we haven't announced anybody after that. Just going to have to see where we all finish off after those 3 games.
Yeah. For IUP fans who are not familiar with the way the baseball schedule runs, it's difficult on pitching staffs, isn't it? Because you're playing 2 games in back-to-back days. That's pretty tough, isn't it?
It is. The old format, I know when I was a student athlete here, we started out where I think we played Saturdays and either Tuesday or Wednesdays, and it wasn't against the same opponent. Now it's Friday, Saturday conference games. If we play, like we open up against Mercyhurst when we get into league, so we'll go to Mercyhurst on a Friday, and then turn around Saturday. Mercyhurst will come here and play against us. Obviously, weather permitting. Sure. But so it does take a toll on you. But the good side of that is that you see everybody's ace, and then you'll see everybody's 4. So it does match up a little bit better than I think it did in the past, where you could potentially see someone's ace twice. Mm-hmm. So it does make it a little more competitive. It is tough, though, with travel sometimes, depending on where you're going. But I do like the new format.
Mm-hmm. Offensively, you touched upon pitching. That's the number 1 priority. You got to score some runs. What are we going to see there?
I think we got a pretty solid lineup, 1 through 9. We have a couple of new guys here. We've had a couple of mid-year transfers. Actually, 2 guys from Mercyhurst, 1 guy on the mound. I'm going to butcher his last name, Anthony Gasario, I think is how you say it. That's why I just usually call him Anthony because of that reason. But and Matt Swartz, who's a catcher infielder. So we have some depth there to add. And then the returners, with Chris Caleri, senior, Corey Wheeler in the middle, Ted DeSanti, who he's a little bit banged up right now, but look for him to be back on the field within the next week or so. And then Dan Sepik at first or on the corner, Scott Hess, Matt Aparesi, Anthony Rigas. I just think that we've had, again, you touch on the philosophy and the new ideas that we presented here. Offensively, I think they've taken a new approach and not necessarily changed a ton from the past, but the ideas, I don't want to share all the ideas obviously, but the ideas that we've presented, I think we're going to score runs. And the way that the league has been in the last few years, the runs have come more than few. I feel like the day of the 1-inning 2-0 ball or 1-0 2-0 ball game is over. I know a couple years ago in a conference tournament, I think up in Butler at Pullman, which I know you're familiar with that area. That field is enormous.
Huge.
And there were, I think, 46 or 48 home runs in that tournament. So the day of the pitcher duels are almost over. But I do think we're going to score some runs, and I think we have a lot of options in the lineup that we can move and shuffle guys around.
Mm-hmm. What would you like to do? And I know you have ideas about getting former players, alumni, people interested in IUP baseball to be a part of the Hawk family.
That's one of the biggest things from my standpoint, at least. I know, and I told everybody this whenever I first came here on our side, the student athletes. I said, my biggest goal is to, when you graduate here, to understand that you are part of our family 15 years down the road, even if we don't even hear from you for 15 years. And that's starting to stem out now. I think some of the alumni are understanding what we're trying to do through newsletters that we've been putting out. We held our first pitch night, our inaugural first pitch night at the basketball games on February 4th. Very, very good turnout. Had about 80 between alumni, donors, friends, 80 people show up for that event. So the alum are very excited, I believe. We're going to do some golf outings. They want to do some golf outings again. Hopefully get something on homecoming. And then potentially, I mean, this is a busy time of year, but the obvious goal would be to get them back to see baseball games. So we're going to try to get something put together here for the spring. If not this spring, then for sure next spring.
IUP has a good background in baseball from the standpoint, maybe not winning as much as has happened here as of late, and that's nothing against the previous people who coached here at all. But the fact of the matter is, when you go back in time, there are many former players that have gone into the professional ranks as coaches, as hitting coaches, as scouts, or whatever the case may be. I think people would be astounded to, hear, gee, I didn't know that, that guy played at IUP.
Right.
This is what you're talking about, of bringing these people back into the fold.
Yeah, recognizing them is something that needs to be done, and it's almost our duty to be able to do that, in my opinion. Again, it's a lot of work on the side, but at the same time, when you got a 6-hour bus ride today, you can jot some notes down and do some things with that kind of stuff too, so you can maximize your time as much as you can. But yes, getting some of the guys that have been draftees here, doing the, we started a Where Are They Now feature story, a little Q&A article we've done the last 2 months. We're going to try to do it 5 months out of the year. We did Kevin McMullen in January. We just did Rod Ruddick last month. So next month, I'm not going to tell you who next month is, but I'm sure you'll know who they are.
I got to tell you, Rod Ruddick and I were battery mates. He threw out the first pitch, and I tried to make a catch on it over at, I don't know, Pirate Game or Altoona or somewhere. But that's a great start. I mean, those are good ideas. You can do so many more things now, can't you, because of social media. Even, you didn't play that long ago, but it's changed a heck of a lot.
Yeah, there's, between the social media, and everybody's on their phones now. I mean,
exactly.
You know that just walking down the street. But, yeah, social media with Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the web, online stuff, that's all there. And when people see, our SID, Ryan, he always says, he just texted me yesterday, said, what's better than pictures on Twitter? And the obvious answer is video. So, anytime there's stuff like that on there, it's gonna catch their eye. So there's so much more that you can get your program's name out there, so to speak, and just promote it. It's become almost easy.
What do you have to do as a recruiter going out? Many people are familiar with you because you played here, because you coached at Cal, very successful program. And you have to go beyond locally, the region, to get out there and see, they say there are fewer players playing baseball now. You have to know and seek these players, don't you? Seek them out.
Yeah, I do think you want to start locally, though. There are talent here, and that's what we want to attract first. It's good to get the local talent here. We have one guy we had two guys from Indiana that were here. The one had an injury, and he had to quote-unquote retire. But Bo Putt from Indiana has joined us in the fall, and he's become a pretty good player in the last 6 months as well. He played club here for 2 years, so he has 2 years eligibility left with us. And transitioning between club and the varsity side, it was a little bit of a rough ride at the beginning, but we just met last week and said, Coach, I'm so much more comfortable now, and it's shown in his production indoors in the cages, defensively, everything. So you can find those guys instead of, we don't want to lose the local talent to, a Seton Hill or a UPJ or a Slippery Rock.
Or anybody.
Or anybody, more or less.
Yeah.
I know we lost Sean Thompson's down at VCU, who was a grad a couple years ago and doing very, very well. The Schultz boy is now at Kent. I don't remember everybody else, but I know, the talent's there. So start in your little radius and what we have, and then you build from there. But it is a lot. I just told our student assistant Kelby, I said, man, our June is booked completely solid already, so don't plan any vacations. But that's what it's all about: getting out, seeing the players, and that's the only way to recruit. Video gives you a solid base. And what you can go from there. The days of just taking people off of video are, in my opinion, are gone. But at least gives you a head start. So getting out, like I said, in June, showcases, different summer leagues, whatever it may be, that's the way that the recruiting is going to take off for us.
Okay. All right. Hey, good luck this weekend. Get some games in. The weather's been good. We hopefully you'll stay away from rain.
I hope so.
And it would be nice if the weather would continue into March, because I know you'll be looking forward to the home opener later on in March.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Rabbi, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good luck to you. We'll keep tabs, and we'll be back with you from time to time. Every couple of weeks, we'll give you an update on IUP baseball, and hope you'll get out and promote the games for you and get out and see some action at Owen Doherty Field. That in itself says enough. For the coach, this is Jack Benedict. I always tell you, have a major league day.